Jasper, at 45 years old, has gone through a lot of life's adventures. Going to heaven has been his ultimate goal. He lives a good life according to those who see him. He shares his story of what he terms as messing at the door. From when I finished my schooling, this is Jasper. From when I finished my schooling, happy that we are in a 4th year Sabbath. From when I finished my schooling, I have been doing God's work in His vineyard. I have preached, visited the sick, prayed for people, taught the unbelievers, and all this to the glory of God. I credit nothing to my power, but to the power of the cross. I have seen God doing many things through me. I am so happy that God can use me this much. He has made me comfortable as His son, and I am so very happy. However, I have met a lot of challenges in my life as a practicing Christian and as a growing preacher. There is this particular event that I want to share with you. It was a cool Saturday evening when a lady approached me and thanked me so much for touching her life with my sermon. She said that she had just decided to follow Christ and that she would like me to meet her family and offer some prayers there for them. That is what God has called me for, and I could not leave a thirsty soul like that to perish. I had to agree. She took me to her nice car and we took off. At her home, I found a kid who, after welcoming her mother, said, "Mom, Mary has just left. She took me from school, cooked for me, and she went home." Her mother replied, "Oh, she left so early today. Don't worry, I am here." That announced to me that the woman might be single and Mary must be a house girl or something of the sort. I kept silent and sat there on the chair as she flew from one corner to another, doing what mothers normally do when they have visitors. Obviously, she had to switch on the television so that I could get busy. Watching the television has never been my hobby. And so I took the Bible and I started reading, and I opened my Bible at Numbers chapter 25 and studied about how the Israelites messed near River Jordan at Shittim just because they could not enter into the promised land. I realized how sexual sin could make people ignorant and foolish, as seen in Numbers chapter 25, verse 6. I laughed in my heart and thanked God that I was able to overcome such temptations in His power. In a few minutes, the lady had prepared a drink for us and came to the living room. She had a spacious and precious house. She sent her kid up to her room and we sat there, the two of us. She was so beautiful to look at. Seemed so young than what she depicted. It was about 6:30 in the evening. We watched as we took our hot drinks and I had to get straight to what took me there before I could lose focus from everything. I finally asked her what she wanted us to pray about, and she started sharing her story. She told me of how she got a husband who loved her so much, and how in their way to success, her husband suddenly died and she had to live as a single woman. She said that she lost her faith in God from that day that her husband died, and has never got her faith back again until today. She told me how she has struggled to get a job, and how she has lived in streets and did odd jobs to raise her only child. As she emotionally shared her stories, I was really touched. I did not ask her how it happened that she was driving a good car and living in such a big and beautiful house. I don't know why I did not ask. I told her to kneel down and thank God, because having the breath of life is all we need, and that all troubles come with experiences and teachings. She came to my side and we knelt and I started praying. I don't utter long prayers. I asked God to make her even more successful than what He had done, and above all to teach her His precepts so that she may inherit the kingdom of heaven. I made an end to my prayer in less than 5 minutes. The lady looked me straight to my eyes and said, "Thank you so much. I have never found someone as caring as you. No one listens to my problems like you have done. No one prays for me." And she talked, and as she talked, she broke into tears, and I had to comfort her. I hugged her and gave her time to cry and tell her sorrows. Her breasts strongly against my chest. And being a man, I started feeling something happening in me. I tried to let her off, but she didn't move. To make the long story short, one thing led to another, and I found myself in her bedroom. Before we could do much, someone opened the door. I turned to see, and there was a huge guy holding a sword in his hand. I got breathless. This is Jasper. Then I silently prayed, "My God, where have you brought me today? Is this your will, that after working for you for all this time, that I should die in a strange woman's house by a sword?" I wasn't so sure whether God had time to listen to me. A lot of things happened there that I can't explain. But being lame now and using a wheelchair wherever I go will tell you a bit of what happened there. I almost died in that saga. In fact, I stayed in the intensive care unit for more than a month. That almost brought me to a halt on doing God's ministry. I call this messing at the door, because I almost died. Jasper has to suffer the self-inflicted wounds because of the wrong choices that he made